Okay, so we're live on Facebook and YouTube. We're just going to play our intro real quick and allow people time to come in. I feel kind of numb today. How's it going, everybody? I got Keleena and William Melchizedek. Melchizedek. I never can say that right. Apologize for that. Big storm over here today. Big storm. It's very dark and kind of fits. I don't know what's going on, but I feel pretty numb today. I don't know, but we just got to keep on plugging away. And I'm going to have a beautiful couple on here. Everybody knows them. So let me pull them up. They're separated right now. I feel for them. It's not an easy thing. But, you know, we're not given anything that we can't handle, I guess. There we go. Let's see. William. Start video. Sacred Heart. Start video. William. Hey, William. Keleena.
Hello.
Hi.
What's going on? How y'all doing today?
Good.
Are you? I feel totally off. I don't know what's going on.
This is what immediately came true.
I picked up on that. I picked up on it last time.
Yeah, it's bringing in the balance. You feel a little, I'm feeling right away, Todd, you've got stuff up here. You've got stuff in your solar plexus, stuff in your heart coming up and stuff in your throat. I'm feeling it immediately. Are you feeling that, William?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm just going to try and help you to clear that really quick, Todd, because it's like right there, like it wants to come off.
It'll probably be the stubborn human in me will probably not allow it.
Open up the heart.
I got hit with something last night, and it's, you know, it's just
that's okay. Chiara Santa. Do you want to release it?
I don't know. I'm sitting with it.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. I feel like you know, whatever comes, and I don't know why it was thrown on me, to be honest with you. I don't know why it came through. I don't know.
Okay, well, your guides are here that I'm connected with right away, and they're just saying for me to give you this, and you're going to feel it's going to help shift this, whatever it is. But they're saying don't hold on to it too long because you don't need it. Okay, because it's just going to hold it's going to allow the storm within you to like circulate and stay right there, is what they're saying. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I trust you.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I really feel your solar plexus. I'm feeling solar plexus expanding. Take a deep breath. Expand the lungs and belly as far as you can. Shotonia namatoria nahikua. Ananatoria. Ananatoria. Anatatoria. Shimaya. 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 The frequency needs adjustment. Kia hate enemy. Isakurakashia. Untana, untana, untana. Ota karakaranta soto sota da hienta mokoya na karasanta karanta ta. Ruka de kucha. Makuta de shmaya. Hihinta aya. No una manana. Sakarakotora karasanta soto soto mo una nyanini ikiari irukura. Okay, so that was really wild. The last symbol I saw for you was almost like the hourglass. I mean, it looked like the figure 8, like the Trinity symbol, but when it came down like that and came back up,
Yeah.
it came this way first. It came down sideways, it went back up, came back down, and it had like a circle down. I'm gonna draw it because it's something for you. They're saying this is a light language symbol for you. Because they want you to see it.
Okay. Well, I'm a little bit. You ever get?
There you go. It's some kind of light language symbol for you.
Hang on. Let me. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah, I got it.
Okay. All right. So,
oh yeah, I just drew it again, and the tones went blasting in my ears.
Perfect.
Yeah. So I got it. That was a good assist. That's an incredible. That kind of fits everything. Yeah, it's weird what happened. It's weird. Really pissed me off, actually, and I don't get pissed off. But,
well, that's why I feel my light language for you is maybe supporting you to surrender more to the will of life.
Yeah.
The will of spirit. What is happening now in this moment? Kiturian tisusu titu uria takasumbu patitu uriani kainu rian takasumbu paati anti iti ita iantiana kihinama.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you both.
Do you feel the energy coming down, Todd?
Coming down? Actually, yes, I do. I feel it like it went into my feet. And then I did feel it from both things that you did. I'm just in. I'm in the.
Was a message from Melchizedek.
Melchizedek. Yeah. I've never run into in the ethers. I've never run into Melchizedek, and I've never run into Metatron. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but I mean, it's like I've run into everybody else.
That's interesting.
So, where did you run to?
Where did I run to? Or who did I run into? Where did I run to? I was given information last night, and I had to go be alone, and I just sat with it, and all this stuff came up. I mean,
it's the deep dive. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah. I feel you.
We feel you. Yeah, let it out.
Su inninuriata supu ai antiana. Kituriata supiantu uriana. Isiantu kuriati sianta.
Oh, na puri na kai.
Innuriana.
Onakara santa shanta sura. Pana neniki. Hana kuna sama turanyana hana.
So let's get the show started.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good release.
Thank you, Todd.
Yes, I always release. I always get out of it.
Yeah.
It's very unexpected, though. So, what's been going on?
Well,
you're still quarantined, or the border's still shut down in Europe?
yeah.
I guess so. Y'all be together, right?
No.
Yeah.
Well, we are together.
Yeah, I know you are.
And
That's part of what I got last night too. It had something to do with stuff like that. The oneness and the, I don't know, it's kind of complicated. Like, so the oneness and then the both the reality and the illusion of the physical, both the reality and the illusion of the physical, and something about being part of many that will bridge that, so that the illusion and the reality of the physical is one and the same. One and the same. Like giving and receiving is two things, but in the what we're anchoring or what we're becoming, they're one word. So the illusion and the reality of the physical experience or the physical being is one and the same.
Unity.
Yeah. Unity. Yeah. Integration of the physical, the non-physical. and it's what I got was that because we're embodying everything, energies that are embodied, first they have to be embodied by certain people or certain teams of people that that I guess I will be a part of this team that bridges the illusion and the reality of the physical existence, which means it's going to be, it's going to be a little bit rough on the human, but that's okay.
We understand. It's hard for the human ego to comprehend.
Yeah.
But the divine masculine mind and the divine feminine heart understand it, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
The mind and the ego cannot comprehend infinity or the feminine energy.
Oh, that's your symbol. Oh, the infinite intelligence. That's what they just said, infinite intelligence. That's what you're embodying to understand this.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense now. Thank you for saying that, William, because that just came right in as soon as you said that part.
Very cool. This is a power.
Oh, what were you saying, Todd? You feel that? I know you do. This day was all set up perfectly planned,
wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then I'm laying in bed and I'm thinking to myself, because I was a little bit put out. I didn't go to sleep till 5:30. And then I woke up at 9:30 and then I laid there. You used to go from in and out of dream state. And I was having conversations with my team like I haven't had in a few years when I was homeless on the streets. And I was like, I don't want to go to work. It's not work, but I mean, I don't want to get up. And I thought about y'all and I thought, I can't do that. And I don't know. I got up, went through the motions, and then, what you see is what you get, right? So it's all perfect. This is the way it should be.
What you feel is what you get.
Yeah. What you feel is what you get.
Wow.
And to keep, and it's just a one single physical representation of an energetic force that we all are, which is we keep going. You keep going. And the gift is life itself, is the living, The gift is
you exist,
living.
so your existence is energy, and energy you cannot be destroyed. It only can change.
That's right. That's exactly right. Where are you at, Keleena? Are you in Ohio? Ohio.
Yes.
Ohio.
I'm in
I don't know
Ohio.
why I always get y'all. Maybe with somebody else that was in Tennessee. There's another couple. So you're in Ohio, and you're in Amsterdam.
No, I'm now at the place where Keleena and I did our first event.
Yeah.
And it's also a very special place for me because I'm like 200 meters away from the place where I've been born.
Really?
and that was in the back, like the backyard of my grandpa and grandmother. And the synchronicity within that, it's a little house. There used to be a stable.
Wow. A stable.
Yeah, it was a little stable, and they made a house of it. And after that, my parents went living there, and I've been born in that little house. And I used to be like a child playing around here and doing my kung fu training and my meditation. It's a very, it's like a monastery.
Wow.
He's
And
in
I'm
in the Netherlands, yeah.
It's a hotel now, and I ask, can I do the webinar here, because my internet is not all right. So I'm now sitting in their pub, and it's empty.
You can't make this stuff up. You can't make it
No,
up.
it's just crazy. It's just crazy.
So now you guys have been apart for a few months now.
So March 17th, I came back here, and the day that I was leaving to come back from the Netherlands, because we did a lot of sacred site grid work all over. We did Netherlands, England, and Scotland. That was work we had to finish up before the spring equinox. We had to go activate a lot of things, and the last thing we did, I think, was the Isle of Iona in Scotland. It's a very small island where a lot of the priestesses of Isis went after Atlantis came down, but there's a fountain of youth there. And we had to go, I had a couple other sisters, and we activated that sacred site of the fountain of youth so that humanity can bring you back and restore the cellular regeneration within them, because we were never supposed to age. So after we finished that, we came back, and his visa was revoked. And I was able to come back, and that day when I landed, they locked down and everything closed.
Well, at least you got that fountain of youth thing going again.
Yeah.
We all needed that one.
Yeah.
I was wondering, my hair is started going black a little bit more this morning.
Is it?
So, yeah, go ahead.
The last thing what we did was also the activation in Rosslyn Chapel.
Oh yeah, Rosslyn Chapel.
Oh wow.
We ended there.
Now where is that?
Very beautiful.
Scotland.
Okay, because I know several people that have been there.
Yeah, I've been there a few times, but that last time we ended this mission at Rosslyn Chapel after the island of Iona, and we had to activate. There was stuff we were doing for the twin rays, the twin flames, all the twin souls, all that stuff there, but also the I forgot what it's called. On the floor of the chapel, the whole church is set up in the shape of what is it? Is it the Tree of Life, William?
Yeah, also, but it's connected to the Temple of David, Solomon.
Yes. So
you also have the two towers of the temple, also where the Freemasons is built around, if that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah.
Boaz and Yachim.
Yes, but we were dealing with people in there that where you can see the total split of people in negative energy and people that were awake. One of the men that was a volunteer, they're coming up and saying, people might think you're doing something that's of the devil. And I was like, our work is angelic. And people were getting activated when we were actually working there and coming up and asking us what we were doing and saying they felt it in their heart and the vibrations. And so we know, what we're doing is right, but you can see the split back then.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty.
Beautiful thing was that one lady, Claire, was with us. And the builder of the Rosslyn Chapel is St. Clair William. And Claire was with us. My name was William, so there was also synchronicity within that.
Right.
And also the activation of the feminine through Keleena. And that man represented indeed like a masculine energy. And it needed to happen to activate it and also to release it afterwards.
Yeah.
And it was really a beautiful happening. And also the cat who protects Rosslyn Chapel his name was William.
Was William?
Yeah, William the cat. It's just so funny. Yeah, it was a beautiful time.
Somebody asked a question yesterday on one of the shows. She kept asking the question. I keep seeing 11:11, 22:22, 12:12, and what do these numbers mean? And so we were telling her what we knew, that there was basically confirmation you're on the right track, but that there's so many synchronicities occurring now more rapidly beyond numbers, like everything that you're talking about, like the cat being William and the different, there's so many synchronicities, even like this morning, getting on with you guys. And then that what happened. Like, that's not even like, I could have got on with like 50 other people and probably would have had a very different type of experience. There's a lot of telepathy, I think, too. A lot of telepathy occurring, and I think there's a lot of, like, we probably most likely had a meeting during the night, and
yeah. Wait, I have to tell you something, Todd.
Okay, so here we go. Synchronicities. It's like they jog our memories.
Yes. So I woke up, it might have been like, well, you said you were going to bed at 5 a.m, and I woke up probably about 5:30, and my third eye was pulsating. It was just going, and I was getting flashes of all kinds of pictures, and you flashed right in my third eye. And I was like, Todd, and you're like, yeah, I'm here. And I said, we're on tomorrow. And you said, yeah, that's right. And I was like, whoa, I forgot all about it until you said that. So yeah, but it was like literally pulsating. I was like, do.
Yeah, my third eye was blowing up yesterday, like almost to the point that it was painful. I took a pain pill, not a pain pill, but I took a aspirin. Yeah, powerful stuff going on.
Yeah, and I want to share with you really quick one more synchronicity that we just had. I don't know if you had a chance to watch our webinars.
I watched about 3 minutes of it before I got pulled off of it, not by Morgan, but by just people calling me. I haven't
that's
seen
okay.
it yet.
That's okay. But enjoy them because they're really powerful and activating. But William and I we did a Freedom Codes webinar on 4th of July. And on that day, I was told, I wanted to paint a star on my cheek for 4th of July, but it's the freedom of the world is what it is. It's the freedom of the universe, everything. And when I went to go paint it on with makeup, my guide said, no, it belongs on your third eye. So I was like, okay. So I'm just going to show you really quick for the thing, because I want you guys to see it. I put this star on my third eye, and that was during the actual webinar. Wow. Okay. The next day, and the whole time it was like zzz, the whole time. The next day, William sends me a video of Drinvalo, Melchizedek, and I'm not sure if you know who that is.
Yes.
I think most people know.
I ran into him.
Oh, did you?
Morgan and I ran into him, yeah.
Fantastic. So he sends me a video of Drinvalo, and I didn't even listen to it was like a 3-minute video. I didn't even listen to it because I couldn't stop staring at his third eye. And actually right now I see my star on mine right now on my forehead. If you look, you can actually see it. I can literally see it right now. Wow. But I couldn't stop looking at Drinvalo because on his third eye is a star. William didn't see it. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm gonna
crazy.
Do I have also one, love?
So it's right there.
You've got something going on there.
Yeah, so I have it on mine. I can literally see
also on my Facebook.
Yeah.
So I went in and tuned in to see what this is. Now the 5-pointed star is connected to Venus. Okay. And I know I've known for a long time that I'm a Kumara. The Kumaras come from Venus. And so also when people start to really connect with their third eye and are able to really deeply meditate, a lot of people will see a tunnel, but they'll see a white star in it.
Yeah.
And so that's a number. But I was like, to me, that's the symbol of Venus. Venus has been in the planetary lineup this year. So people don't think it's very prominent, but she actually comes in form to me. Venus, Aphrodite, Mary Magdalene, they come in form representing Venus. And literally, to me, they're all the Magdalenes, but they're also Kumara. So to me, that's what that means, soul family. So when we can take a look, if you see a star on someone now, it's really wild. William, I do see like kind of a star on yours.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah. Let me see yours, Todd. Look at the camera.
Huh?
Let's see. Oh, I think you have a light on yours. I can't see it so well.
Yeah. What happens to me is whenever I process a lot of DNA, which is most nights, I get a big red spot here. And it gets all dry. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You know, we ran into Melchizedek. We were in Sedona. We were staying at a friend's house. I don't know if you knew Sherilyn. She transitioned about a month after we left. We stayed with her. So we didn't know it, but Melchizedek lived 2 doors from her,
Oh.
2 doors down, right? And so we went, you know, we put our hands together every night when we go to bed and we connect. And so we put our hands together and he came into the field and he said, I've been laying a grid in different places around the world where I've been, but here where I live, I've been laying one around Sedona, and I forget if that's what he called it, but it was basically a grid that he had set up in working for the collective, and that he needed a couple to kind of, I don't know, christen it or something. And so he said, you know, we've met like this and we will probably meet in person. Don't be surprised. So the next morning we got in the car. This was probably not even really in our head right at that point because we were still off planet. We got in the car, pulled out of the driveway and started to drive. And all of a sudden to the left, there was this man holding a dog, a little cute dog on a leash with this weird looking funny hat on, like a fishing hat. And he just turned and looked right at us and just had this big grin. And we were like going, you can't, you know. So these are the synchronicities that, you know, we can't really explain, right?
Well, you know what? The day after this happened, I actually booked a trip back to Sedona. So I will be there this month.
Oh, you will?
I have been doing grid work there since 2017. As soon as I'm called, boom, I'm there. They're like, you need to go now. You need to go now.
Yeah.
So I will be there the 21st through the 31st.
July.
Mm-hmm. And then they're actually showing me that I need to go back in August and I need to go back in September. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, I was planning on going in August, September, because Judith Kuzel is coming, or, you know, if they allow her to. She's got a deal in Shasta. I have the dates. I think it's end of August, and then she has another one she has one in Sedona and then one in Shasta that she's coming over for. First time she's done that. So I really like her a lot. So I thought I'd go say hello to her.
We still have our event in Sedona postponed because William can't get in, and ours was sold out in Sedona. So
really, where was it going to be? At the Creative Arts Center?
On April 4th. I planned it a whole entire year before. It was supposed to be 444, and my guide said that's the date you need to do it.
Yeah.
And then boom.
How many tickets did you sell? Was there like 100?
Well, no, the room wasn't big enough for 100. We had it like at maximum. I had 44 people.
That's still a lot of people.
Yeah,
that's a lot of people.
We could not fit any more in.
That's powerful. That's really powerful and encouraging. So many good people over there.
Yeah,
there's so many. Shakina was on yesterday. She's doing big stuff. Yeah, she. I don't know if you know that she hooked up with a music producer.
Oh, did she?
The guy's been in the music business for years and years. He's produced some pretty famous people and so on and so on. Very nice guy. And I was there when they met, and I was like, oh, something's going on. But anyway, so they ended up hooking up, and you know how these couples have a mission, you know, like a common. So now he's producing her harmonic light language.
Oh, beautiful.
And he's putting it to music, and he's even got one that's got like a kind of like an enigma type beat. So yeah, they're putting out an EP pretty soon.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
it's pretty
perfect.
Cool.
That's
yeah,
perfect.
Pretty cool.
I do have one that someone did for me maybe 2 years ago, and it's called the Aquarius Rising or something like that. That's what he named it. Wow. I'll have to share it in your group.
Oh, you would they put music to your light language? Yeah, very cool.
And the funny part though is when I was doing it live, and the person took it and just decided to make it, and it came out so fantastic. But in it, I said I'm so high, and I was saying it because the light language makes me so high, and so some people when they listen to it they won't play it because I'm saying that, and they think like it's drugs. So I'm like, the right people will know. So
let them think what they want.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I actually have been shown I'm supposed to do that, but I have not connected with the right person to produce yet.
Well, maybe when you go to
Yeah.
Sedona, you can meet Tim Smith. He's there. He's kind of like I don't know, how do you explain it. He's kind of like focused on establishing a new music genre.
Mm-hmm.
So
Exactly.
yeah, so that's kind of cool. Yeah, I played with it in some of the stuff I produce, not so much with light language, but with other like binary heartbeats, binary beats, and different people coming in. I did have somebody doing some light language. Yeah, it's kind of like to mix all that stuff together. So, William, that's a neat necklace you got on.
Thank you.
What has the Egyptian civilization, Egypt, been coming into y'all's field lately?
For me, yes. I don't know about William.
Yeah.
In what way do you mean, Todd?
I don't know. It's just been coming in the field. Like I remember there was a period of time that Atlantis was coming in. I guess information or memory or code, but
Yes.
lately it's been, I don't carry too many things around with me, but Anubis and I got.
That was just in the sky yesterday for me.
Yeah, we got acquainted in Sedona actually. He came the first night I was there, and on my first trip, the last night I left.
Okay, so I had Anubis yesterday in the sky, and then a couple hours later, I went out to meditate, and the big abyss had formed in the sky. Thoth has been around me a lot,
yeah.
As well as Saint Germain and Merlin and somebody else I can't remember. But I just messaged my friend Paul this morning. I just messaged my friend Paul this morning. I'm like, Hermes is coming in for me, but Hermes is those same people. And so I did have that coming in, but I wrote about the 33 steps of ascension that came through a couple of weeks ago. I shared it in Soulology. It's on my Facebook. But
I think I read that.
Yeah.
I wonder why these things are showing up though. Are we picking up where we left off before? Or like, are we picking up where we got off track before? Let's put it that way. What's that?
Well, you know what I know is, and let me look at my notes really quick, because when I wake up in the middle of the night, I will write down things they give me. And they gave me this thing about Atlantis. Okay, so the one message that came in, see if I can find it on here. It came in that the Atlantean rights were returning for the people. And that was before, that was June. So I was like, what is that? So this is the rights. This is to me the law of one, the universal laws of one. I received the Atlantean rights return, and that was coming in, and it was going to be coming in with the July 4th eclipse. But from what I know for Atlantis and Egypt and even Lemuria energies, because I'm receiving all three, is that the divination of the energies of those time periods that are encapsulated, they're like showing me like them in capsules. It's like the capsules are reopening. So those parts of those time periods are coming back. Okay, it's almost like they're being rebirthed, and it's the it's the time period when it was always the golden age in each of those.
Yes,
what they're showing me. So it's coming back, and it's actually a trinity of these time periods is what they're showing me. I'm seeing a trinity of it, and it's rebirthing the divinity within all of us of the golden age beings that we are, and everything in our DNA is being activated from those three time periods, depending on if you were in all of them, but it's reactivating through the cellular regeneration. The golden child within us, which is going to be birthed, and I keep seeing this, and I've been saying this all year, it's going to be rebirthed in December. I am seeing December every time I look at some, but they're literally showing me. So what they're showing me is the triangle of these three time periods, and the energies of all three, the DNA activation of all three going into the center, and then they're showing me the birth of the golden children, which is within all of us, but also the golden children that are being born are carrying all those energies already, and they are so awake that they're not going to get shut down, and they are not going to, they will not allow authority to tell them what to do.
Good.
That's what I keep getting with these kids. And some of them are already here. There's 3-year-olds. There's 3-year-olds. They're so connected to their divine inner self and their inner being that they're like, no, that's not right. And because they know they're very connected to the heart.
Yeah, I've met several people that have kids that are living that type of existence. I think we talked about it before. Somebody pointed out too that we had the Sirius Stargate. Gene just put it up, the dog star, and that falls in line with what you were just saying about the golden age renewing or rebirthing. And then I believe that Sirius, whatever you call it, a conjunction or whatever, where it lines up with the sun is if I'm not mistaken, like an inordinate, a larger than normal amount of code comes in from Sirius, which is directed towards that same type of energy, like rebirthing, renewing.
Yes.
So that's cool. Yeah.
Yes, and on July 4th, that there was a song that the Syrians asked me to do activations to, and then we did that in that webinar. It's on our Patreon, but I also went live on Facebook. I think I shared it in your group. I also went live on Facebook that day and did the activations to the Syrian song. So it's on my Facebook on July 4th.
Fast.
And it's
moving fast.
Connection to Sirius, and it was very strong on July 4th for the whole entire, for the universe, I'm going to say.
Yeah, I think it was 2 nights ago. The message came in, and it was when we laid down. It was the human and the galactic. So it's specific to the galactic part of the multidimensionality. So it's the galactic and when the galactic and the human, the galactic and the human and the galactic merging is the bridge. That was repeated several times, and with the distinction being the galactic. And I kept thinking, like what I was getting was like similar to the higher self integrating and then being the major decision maker, the major influence in the moment by moment experience. But this was galactic, almost like the memory of what we designed and strategized and planned, and implemented from a galactic level. That memory is coming back, which will make it easier for the human to transition, because like you were saying earlier, the human has to understand, it would be the bridge, bridge to the
the human has to understand that it doesn't understand.
Right.
And then
go ahead.
No, go ahead, love.
We're also being pulled to places to visit where we actually set things up, our galactic selves set things up, codes up for us to go and retrieve. That are activating us for our process. But so when this is what I always say to my clients, and I always say this in my YouTube videos: if you're pulled to go somewhere, listen, because that's your higher self saying, go. You've left something there that you need to go retrieve. And what it's going to do is you're also going to be clearing up your energy signature. So people that are getting pulled to actually do things on the grid that like when William and I go, like we do activations, like activate sacred sites. But if you're being pulled right now because the ley lines are shut down, we're not using those anymore. We're on the New Earth crystalline grid, and that's what actually is activating everything. If you're being pulled somewhere, it's for cleanup work now, for soul signature or soul energy, the essence that you left behind before. You're cleaning that darkness up, and you're leaving your new signature, your new essence, that higher vibration and frequency. But it's really important to go there because our galactic selves have set that stuff up for us. Now, the most important thing is that we really need to listen when that little voice talks to you. That's your guide or higher self or an angelic guide. Somebody is saying, you gotta go, you gotta go, you gotta go. You're going to be provided to get there. But the people that are constantly going, oh, I can't get there, I don't have the money, whatever, you're blocking yourself from going by saying those things. And it's really important to shift that reality.
Just go.
Go
for it.
William, did you want to say something? I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Yes, Todd?
I was just going to ask you, is that a green screen behind you, or is that actually on the wall behind you?
No.
That's yours. Okay.
This is on the wall behind me.
That is.
That's the virtual background.
Yeah. That's the wall behind you?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's whatever
it's
that
like
is.
It's a very old monastery, and they make like a wall picture on it.
Wow.
From statues with it's like, I know.
Wow, there's a lot of code in that. I can only see them from the waist down. There's a lot of code.
Move your screen, William. Flip your screen a little bit so you can see up.
Have you been there too, Keleena?
Yes, we held an event there in the Netherlands.
Oh, that's right. That's what he said. That's right.
Yeah, and the wall is painted with all that stuff. It's beautiful.
See, that's the kind of energies or entities that I saw when I woke up. 6 of them. They were dressed like that. Looked like that. Biblical.
Solomon.
Solomon was one of them. Yeah.
It
was Abraham, Isaiah, Daniel, Samuel, Solomon, and Noah.
Okay.
Yeah, they met with me every day for probably 6 months.
Okay, good. Cool. 2 weeks ago, I got Solomon standing next to me, and he was like literally pulling on my shoulder. And I was like, what do you want? And I heard was Solomon. And Solomon said that, I've worked with him in the past. And he said, you need to start working with me again. And I'm like, okay. And then when I looked over, I can see Thoth. And then I can see Merlin. I can see Saint Germain and Hermes all lined up next to him. I'm like, all right, what does this all mean? And they said, the white magic that I do, I've always done in every life. So they're like, you need to keep going, you need to bring it back. You're going to be activating more of this white magic ability in you to help with the Earth's ascension in humanity. And I was just like, okay. Wow. And I'm like, where's the women?
Where's the women? They're there. Yes, sir.
I have a question. You said several times now that you don't completely understand why the synchronicity is happening or how that works.
No, I think I have a pretty good, to me, well, I mean, I just know for myself, I don't know. I don't, profess to know the ins and outs of it, but to me, the synchronicities are like the cookie crumb trail home, like the codes or whatever Keleena said that we left behind as galactics. It's like a map. It's kind of like part map and part science, spirit science. So for me, but what I've noticed this year, especially, like before, you're like, well, oh, that's a coincidence. But this year, I'm just saying that the synchronicities that I've been experiencing are way beyond just numbers. Just like this morning. That to me was a synchronicity. What happened when I got on, and that's just, yeah. What about you, William? Can you add more to that?
Well, the bridge that we are building now, we are the forerunners, if that makes sense, to experience in synchronicities, and we are becoming galactic again, and the energy is turned around. So we are more and more surrendering to what the golden energy and the Mother Spirit, the Holy Spirit, is creating through us.
Yeah.
And when we are one with that energy, and we are indeed one with galactic, we are one with the body of God. And this planet has been put outside of that oneness, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then we don't experience that unity anymore. It's like time is being reversed. And then ego has an illusion that it's in control. And now we are back in that body. So the transition to surrender the ego mind to the mind of the heart and the feelings in the heart, and becoming the observer again, in unity, and then receiving what is the ego mind is actually developed to receive. And then we're going to receive, and that can be through our inner being, but it also can be in reflections. And that is the synchronicity. And in that way, we are going to be more and more trusting in the unity, in the Spirit of God working through us, working through all of it, everybody, that everything is in perfect alignment always.
True. That's
and then
true.
the grace will come down upon us, the compassion and the love connected to all it is. And our forerunners who are going to embody that in reality, also in a high vibration, the ones that had their responsibility in the time of Atlantis and also fell, those rights are now back, that they can now embrace it with a higher consciousness and experience through the fall. So now we are like more grown up to deal with that, with those rights and that truth as the law of one.
Yeah. When you guys met, did you talk light language first, or did you talk human language? Because your light language flows so complementary to each other.
I think it was energy.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Well, it was very interesting because one of the first words was Keleena was responding actually on my middle name in that time, Sananana, that was connected to the Kamaras.
Mm.
And yeah, we told it before that we wanted to friend each other. Well, I wanted to friend Keleena more like, well, the third time was like, this is the last time I'm going to try.
It was 18 months. He tried to friend me.
18 months?
I didn't see it. It was, I have over 1,000 people friend requesting, so I didn't see it. So.
Her last name again is the woman that we're separated with afterwards was married with a man with the same last name.
Yeah.
So when Keleena came with that name, and I saw her face. Also, when Keleena was younger, and that was when she was younger, the pictures together was identical. Even Keleena was surprised by that time. So that's a big synchronicity, and also symbolic in the way of, like, the unity that's now occurring is also the unity again between the masculine and feminine, what has to do with the Adams and the Eves on Earth. Yeah. So there were many in that collective energy, and that archetypical reflection is in my life very typical how that came forth. And when Keleena and I came together, and that's the unification of that again.
Yeah. And the masculine and feminine thing, this, I think I want to say like late May, early June, like she fully engaged, right? And then immediately after that, and I'm just observing this, I mean, Morgan and I talk about this stuff, but I actually can say that I've watched this within myself and watching other people, even watching other like female friends and even my wife. And so it was like the feminine energy went full online fully, like it was fully complete. And then as soon as that happened, it created a good stress on the masculine. And so like the last part of the false masculine started getting pushed out.
Yes.
And then you started to see the true divine masculine. And that to me is what's happened over the last few weeks.
Me too.
Because you think, and I don't know, man, something's happened to my physiology too. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe I got a shot of that fountain of youth water that you went and I don't know, but it's like, I'm like, what's going on here? Morgan's like, what's happening?
Say that you are that.
I am that. That's
okay,
right.
So what I know is that like all of us that have embodied the Magdalene codex have been doing this work on the planet for a long time, which includes Morgan.
Yeah.
And we've been anchoring these energies of Sophia, of Magdalene, you know, the divine feminine. We've been anchoring these energies for a long, long time. And I'm going to say since we were children, like Morgan as well, because I'm actually seeing her since she was a little girl. I've been doing this since I was a little girl as well. I've always been awake and just awakened more over life. But they just said, when I said before about where's the women, they said the women are within you. So that's already like the embodied. So they just said, say that. I'm like, okay. But the energies of the divine feminine are reconstructing, okay, the process currently. So the masculine are really feeling that cellular regeneration a bit more than someone who's in the feminine gender body. Now it has nothing to do with more feminine, more masculine right now, but it's the actual physical body, because it's not forming transgenderism, they just said. It's the cellular structure, it's the DNA at that cellular structure that is the feminine codes that are awakening within you, that are giving you the push to release the patriarchal control programming that are within you. That the masculine, those that came here, I'm going to say this now because it's really important, they're saying those that came here that took on the masculine gender form, even though you may be more feminine or more masculine, it doesn't matter. If you took on the gender form, you came to transcend those energies, those patriarchal control energies that are within the DNA codex within you. This is changing within you now, and it's creating the equilibrium, is what they're bringing, the equilibrium status that has to happen within the physical body first, because the physical body is going to connect, you know, it's connecting to the heart and the mind. So the divine mind, which is the masculine, and the divine heart, which is the feminine, sacred. Okay. And it's transforming within you. And so the masculine are really feeling this. They're like really feeling tired in the structure and the form, the physical bodies, a lot more than the feminine are. You have that, like, you don't know what's going on, stuff's coming up, you need to release anger. And I talked about this in my July video. Anger is going to be coming up for a lot of the masculine. They're not going to understand why, but it's the push within the cellular structure that's releasing all of the programming, the manipulated programming that's got to come up and be transformed for the process within you, so that transforms the consciousness that's on the planet right now.
I got a visit from about 10, 12 goddesses. It was about a week and a half ago. The same energy of what we're talking about, right? So I had about 2 days of like all of this from the journey, you know, when the mother was introduced, all culminated to like this 48-hour period. And it was really, I was just to myself. And then the final steps were coming in, you know, so this was all that internal dialogue. And then, so then we went to bed, we put our hands together. And then, you know how you get that feeling, like that intuitive feeling where like your whole body lights up and you know you just got to do something. So I got up and I kneeled. She was laying down. I kneeled and I just said, I got to tell you, I surrender totally to you. And I, of course, meant the mother goddess, the Mother Mary, you know, all the way down to the Morgan, the physical incarnation of her. And as soon as I did that, she came up, like sat up, and then I don't even remember what happened. I just remember being laying down, and I remember looking over at her. I watched her raise up, and I put my hand on her back, but it wasn't there. And I looked back down, and she was laying down, but there was another one over here. And then she turned into similar to this, but it was a golden skin, an Egyptian headdress priestess. And then there was this Indian one that had blue skin. So I know that was an individual experience, but I have to believe that was a collective availability or a collective part of a collective activation or threshold crossed or something,
Yeah. She was so showing her aspects of her divine self to you as the high priestess. Because I too have done that to people, or they'll see me come in as 12 different persons. Now she's going to show you 12. Okay. She will show you 12 of herself. And if she hasn't yet, she's going to. I have people tell me that I come in their meditations or their dreams as 12 high priestesses. And they're like, oh, they're like, we see your face in every one, but it's the symbology of that I'm going to say that archetype, or what my guides always call it, the originals. So she's going to show that, and it's going to continue. But then you're going to integrate within you those aspects of her, because you two are one. Okay. And so right now, that stuff that you're going through, and you're feeling that shift and change, you're integrating those pieces of her within you, because she's already been integrated. She's already integrated the masculine within her. Does that make sense? Okay.
Yeah.
This is
good. It goes along with what we were given this last week too, which had to do with an energetic split, and when it occurred, I saw it, but we'd been through many energetic splits, which basically means letting each other go. So we went through an energetic split, which was kind of weird from the human standpoint, but we handled it pretty well. But we were shown the last couple of days that it was necessary to allow to create space for that third energy, just say it that way, and that basically to form the base component of the new grid, which is a different geometric figure, almost like three triangles, like that star you were showing, you know what I mean? Almost like three triangles coming together, but that would be the base component. So it's a new geometry, the new petal for the flower of life, for the new expanded experience. Pretty intense stuff coming in. Yeah, William, what you got?
Well, you have this one is 2. Precisely.
Can you just take it off, William, and hold it?
Yeah, is that a octahedron?
No, I'm not going to take it off.
Can't see.
Oh, I see it. It's like a Vesca Pisces.
Yeah, so it's
Vesca Pisces. Yeah, that's the one.
This.
Okay.
Oh.
It's the same thing he's got
on.
on.
Yeah.
And now in
the center
this ring,
is the mandala.
This ring you have like the three quadra. And there was also the activation that we did in Iona. And that means that the duality, masculine and feminine, is now in oneness with the third energy in that spirit.
Yes. This is what I'm talking about. Yes.
Kiturian Nurian Tatumpusun Tuku Umpai Titu Uriana Sukurian Titu Sintakati Indiana Iania.
So yes.
I don't usually do light language, but if he keeps doing that, I'm going to do it.
Yeah,
wonderful.
It's in
I
your
do so. Let me show you this.
Go
you
on.
see this? You see this one?
Yes.
Wow.
You see that? So this was a friend of mine. He does these. He just started channeling these a couple of years ago. He's actually the first person I ever met that I actually talked to about Soulspeaks in person years ago. But so this is actually what it looked like, at least from an energetic standpoint, 2 years ago when the third energy came to us, which was Soulspeaks. It came to us as a tree, and then it started sprouting this golden fruit, and then it started talking to us. But that's what that was.
So that Roots webinar that I did, that I gifted you, Morgan, that is the Trinity codes of it's the maiden mother crone. It's the return of the divine feminine energy that is connected to actually what I received when I received all the information to do it. It's the return of the divine feminine energy of the grandmothers. Okay, on the grandmother energy, because we always talk about the mother energy.
Yeah.
But actually, I received the visions, all the downloads and everything, and they're connected to this triquetra energy. And I went inside of Uluru, inside the rock, and met with this grandmother, and she gave me this download. and said, showed me that I need to do this. So that actual webinar, it's still available on
YouTube.
It's a webinar, so it's available on my Vimeo, but it's available on my Facebook, and it's available on what is it? Oh, my website.
Your website.
But it's so powerful, and it's the triquetra.
Triquetra.
Don't forget everything. Triquetra.
It's almost like a 3 times 4 quatra.
It's the triquetra. So it's the symbol that William just showed you on the ring.
Okay.
Triquetra.
Okay. Yeah, I got you.
And then you'll see a circle around it, which is the unification of the three, of the Trinity of the three. The Trinity of the three could be 3 different things. It could be the Mother, the Father,
right.
the Golden Child, or the
body,
Christ.
mind, soul.
Absolutely.
Father, Son, Holy Ghost. I mean, yeah, this is that's powerful. What you're talking about. Yeah, that's and you're right. If you look at the indigenous, or like I said, the Native Americans, that's who made the decisions. It was the grandmothers, 13 grandmothers.
Yeah, absolutely.
It wasn't the mothers, it was the grandmothers.
Right. And there's the one thing about what I've been shown about myself for years since I was very young. And so they've always called me as a number 13. I was called that in Atlantis. I was called that in Egypt.
Number 13?
I was called the number 13. And I was like, why? And I asked why I'm calling that. And so I saw the entire meditation. And I actually meditated again with my friend Paul DeBrie Carey. He typed it all up. I showed him, I told him everything that I was doing. I would stand in the center of a circle of 12. Mm-hmm. And as a number 13, we were the activators. Yeah. And we would activate, one of the things I would do is, William's a number 13 as well. We would activate the Kundalini of the earth to rise up, to connect to the sky and come back down. And then it would activate the Kundalini in the persons in the circle.
Yeah.
But we are activators for so many things as a number 13.
Yeah.
And then when I met with that grandmother inside the Rock of Uluru, she said, remember who you are. And then she put the number 13 in my head. And I was like, okay, 13 is the number of the divine, of the high priestess, of the goddess. It's also the number of Mary Magdalene. But if you make it a 4, it's the number of earth, of foundation, of the builders. And so,
I don't know if I told you this last time, but we were shown, this will go back a few months, like before the last time we talked, we were shown during this past, we've been here since August, kind of been here a year and a half. So so they were showing us how the Trinity energy worked. And from our standpoint, being a couple, and basically that's the way it looked. We were there, and then there were 12 couples around us, but it was also a microcosm of how the whole flower of life-ish thing looked, right? And it showed how it was telling us, you're going to be virtually and in person coming together with other couples. And when you do that, the whole math equation changes, because it's like a triad exponentialized, but then it was showing how each one of them would do the same. We would do the same, and then they would go and do the same. It was almost like the monad in reverse, where it's starting with 1 and then 2 and then at 12 and then 144,
Yeah.
It's pretty wild. Yeah. So I think 13 is a very important number. They used to talk about the what was it? The hidden tribe, there's the 12 tribes, and then they would say there's a 13th tribe that carried the real esoteric knowledge, like that, the Magdalene, Jesus bloodline type of coding, that type of thing.
If you look at the number in itself, it's spirit. It's also the unseen energy that works through us.
Yeah.
And if you look at number 13, it's 3 and 1. And when you have like a triangle, you have the unseen middle point.
Yeah.
And that's the 1.
The one. Yeah. The only one that we're all part of.
This is
and when you go from 3 and 1 is then the 4th.
Yeah.
And then you have the 3 and the 4. If you bring them up together, you have the 7th, and then you have the 7th chakra system.
Yeah.
So you have in that way like 2 numbers and a 7. So they mix up 9, and there are not more 9 numbers in that way. But you can calculate in that way in different directions. So you have this basic 7 chakra system, the 8th are the soul, and then the 9th is actually the Holy Spirit, but it's also connected again towards the Father, Source. And when there's manifestation, then you can say Father, but within the Father, again, is the Mother.
Yeah. Always.
Yeah.
Always. I was up in the mountains in Utah about 3 years ago. And it's the first time Morgan came. So she was there like 10 weeks and then she left. So I was there by myself. So I go up into the mountain and there was these 6 grandfather rocks on a cliff. And I would go up there and talk to him. And then one day I went up there and I said, hey, where is the mother? And the one on the far end, he kind of opened his chest and she poked her head out. She said, I'm always here. And I'm like, okay, that's how it works.
Yeah.
Somebody asked me once time the question, why is the mother hidden, the goddess? And when you are like, if you look at the sun in the void as the only one sun, as our own third eye, if that in symbology, and when your energy field is completely balanced, then you're completely of light, then the goddess is not hidden. But when you are like a little bit disbalanced, then you have like a blockage, and then there's a hole in your aura. And then there will be a part of it that is the goddess, representative of that will be hidden.
Yeah.
And that's beautiful.
Right.
It's beautiful in the twin flame story and to the twin ray energy is that as a masculine representative as the thought forms and the feminine as a reflection of that, that the masculine and the feminine do not understand each other until the masculine energies really understand his own feminine side within himself, that he's spirit, and then he can see the synchronicities and the reflections. So that means when you're going to see those synchronicities, you're very close to become one again with your higher self, higher consciousness, and your subconsciousness, the Trinity. And your consciousness is becoming one with your higher consciousness and subconsciousness. And that's the end of time. And then when you're completely one with your soul again and whole, then there's no time anymore. So then every thought that you are having is a creation immediately. So it's a big responsibility to build that bridge, what you're also doing. And you have to be ready. You have to have a strong heart, enough wisdom, strength, and love.
And what's coming again with the Lemurian and the Atlantean and the Egyptian energies is the end of time. And that's something that's happening. And I keep seeing the 22nd of July going in through Lionsgate and through part of August. So something's going on with the ending of time. And so they're saying the collapsing of time, the structure of time. So I'm not really sure. And I was just told to show this picture that I took when I was working with Saint Germain's energy. And I was in the mountains in Colorado. For some reason, they just told me to show you guys this picture that I took. So I'm going to move out of the way because there's a. Oh,
this one here.
Yeah. I'm just going to move because you can see the ring right there.
Yeah, I can see it.
There's a center point. You see it just above my shoulder.
Oh, I see it. Yeah. Wow.
And when I was working with him, they just told me to show you this picture. It's really important for utilizing and connecting with Saint Germain right now through July and August and September, and utilizing the energy of him within you. So I was just told to say this so that everyone can
July, August, September. That's interesting because Franco was on yesterday, and he comes on twice a month, and he's been forecasting. He forecasts, and he's always been pretty accurate. I really enjoy his intel. So he'd say like the month of January, this is the theme, this is what's up, and most of these things would last for the month or like 3 weeks in the month. But the last time he came on, I said, well, what's the next? What's in for July? He said, well, we're moving into integration, but the integration period is. This is going back to what you were talking about. I'm just drawing the connecting the dots. He said the integration period is the entire month of July, the entire month of August, and probably about half of September as things stand right now, just depending on what we decide to do collectively or how we do it.
Okay.
So that made a lot of sense to me. And then you said that about Saint Germain in that same time period. And I keep thinking about, wow, all the stuff that we've been through on an individual level, we know by now that when it comes in and then we settle down and we integrate, there's always a huge shift afterwards. So I wonder if we're looking at a huge shift come, the fall.
I feel that, and I've been seeing that for since probably February. I've been seeing that there's a shift coming. I don't know what's going on. September 13th, there's something going on. But for me, I've seen the 13th of each month as a divine feminine energy is coming back. So it's like almost like an activation with the divine feminine energies. The 13th is the number of the goddess, the Shekinah, the Holy Sophia, the Holy Spirit. But each month this year, there's like almost like this activation and this, I want to say this portal energy that just like illuminates on the 13th. But for September, I see it going through the 22nd. So I'm not really sure. I haven't even looked at the calendar for September, but they're showing me September 22nd through that time period to be utilizing the energies. But, and there's something that's going to happen in November. I don't know what it is yet. I've been tuning into that. So it's going to be, and there's going to be another kind of shift. And now see, they just said November 13th. And this is all happening before the birth of the golden children on the solstice, this energy. So this integration period is of like such a significance, they're saying right now. It is of significance, important to please remember to be within your divine self, centered, utilizing your sacred heart, sacred mind, and meditating. And if you cannot meditate, being in just silence, just being quiet for at least an hour, because it's going to assist you with the information that's flowing in, whether you consciously receive it or not. Okay, so I'm just like channeling this.
I got you.
I was just thinking about indeed what Bashar said.
What?
Oh. 2020 would be like
2020?
2020 will be like crazy, and the most important thing is be centered, stay in your center, and observe.
So go ahead.
You have to have development in that way, what it means to be centered and to be the observer in reality.
Yeah.
And that's a transformation.
Yeah. It seems like that the integration, and that's what struck me, because of everybody's forecasting other people that I've seen. This period, that's a very long period. That's 10 weeks, which 10 weeks in 2020 is like 42 years, we know that. But it's like it's preparing us, right? It's like preparing us for something. Like we're being prepared, we're being, transformed to get, the camel through the eye of the needle, or whatever it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So it's like we're being prepared to be able to sustain ourselves in what the collective or Gaia's consciousness will be at the end of that time, or something. Because one of the other things I'm getting to, and we've been talking about on the show, is people with their bodies speaking, and the body's basically saying, well, you need to be lighter, and people can't eat, and their metabolism's changing, and their body's rejecting things and asking for things. So it's like, this thing's fixing to kick it up a notch.
Yes, I agree.
One sentence I remember also from Bashar, when he was actually enjoying it, when he said it big time, that they are going to see, and we are going to see how we really are, who we really are, and how we look.
Oh.
And how we look.
Oh, yeah. That channeled through me. He said they were very excited to see what the earth is going to look like. Right, William? What the people are going to look like, because they're becoming their true
people,
selves.
who we truly are, as an energetic being of light. And we are now in a physical body, okay? So we look now in a particular way, but our real being incarnated in this physical vessel, yes, let him come. He's wonderful.
No, not today.
Let him come. We're all ears.
Nurian tasumpupu ishin takatu antiana. Ni nurian atisutu urian titu umpa iantia.
Good day.
Good day, Bashar.
Greetings. I thank Keleena for allowing me to speak through her in this co-collaboration.
Thank you.
I would like to reiterate the words that came through when we discussed this. We, if you wish to say on the other side, are very excited to see how all of you are going to look in your human structures. For your human structures are changing every single day. Some of you are having your eyes changing and your hair is changing and your heads are all changing, believe it or not. The structure of the human head is changing and becoming that which you are to walk upon the planet in this way. Some of you will have bigger heads. Some of you will have longer foreheads. Some of you will have wider faces, smaller faces, maybe pointier at the chin and bigger eyes. Watch what happens. See the reality that happens within yourself and do not fear it, because this is who you are. This integration period that is happening is a small part of what is coming. And we wish to say, enjoy it. It is part of your enlightenment. And when you see in the mirror who you really are in your reflection, the beauty of all of this is what changes the separation and segregation on your planet. Does this make sense?
Yes.
Your alien form is coming to life. And we are excited. All right. Is there anything else? Before she kicks me out. Either of you.
I'm good. Thank you.
I'm good. Thank you, Bashar.
All right. She's going to kick me out. And then she will chase me on the ship with her ship. All right. Good day.
Good day.
Sayonara. Arrivederci. Shivai.
Shiva. Thank you, love.
That was great.
Beautiful.
The energy speaks more than the words. That's another thing that's happening, isn't it? Like you know, I mean, everybody's energies, you know, it's coming through loud and clear like never before. The messages, the code, you know, the light within and
Yeah,
energy.
so it was nice to hear him say that again, although sometimes I don't want him to speak at certain times. I'm like, not now. But what he was saying and what he was showing me is that because all of the things that are happening now, all of this civil unrest that's happening, that's been brought up by dark energy and started by dark energy, this is going to be changed when we all become who we truly are. Because when people are walking around in their true form, you know, through this integration and this cellular regeneration of who we are, and we're embodying this, we're going to have people that are going to be like, you know, 8 feet tall, and people that are going to be, you know, 4 feet tall walking around, people that are going to be different colors, all different colors. And you have to accept that, because it's not going to be a possibility for any political figure or anybody that's trying to be in control now to change this, because they're going to look that way as well. Everybody's changing. It's not going to, it can't be stopped, is what they're showing me. They keep showing me it can't be stopped. It's going to happen regardless of who you think you are on this planet, and of it doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter where you live. It doesn't matter who you think you are in the 3rd dimensional ego kind of life or 4th dimensional. It's going to happen to everybody. And for those that are trying to block it from happening from themselves, those are the ones that will leave. And they will leave either in their own recourse, or they will leave because the energy is too much for them.
There's a lot of people. There seem to be more people transitioning now.
Yeah, absolutely, because of the energy there. But you know what? They're getting ready. A lot of them that are transitioning are also heading towards the they like had brought enough light in, but they're heading towards that new earth energy where they're assisting on the other side, people bringing people that way, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I've seen it in the realms.
They're going to the mixer, to the pre-coronation mixer happy hour. They're going to the cosmic happy hour.
Yes. I want to say, because I know that you're in Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Are you near Mount Pinnacle, or where are you? What are you near?
I don't know where Mount Pinnacle is. We're, we're the place that seems to be speaking to us. And this is through a couple of things that came. One was somebody sent us a page from the Book of Enoch, which was basically showing the heart of the dove was where we're at. And then another friend of mine, she found this obscure book that was in regards to the Ark of the Covenant,
Mm-hmm.
and how there was a story of how a group brought the Ark of the Covenant by ship to North America and to here. But anyway, the place that's been speaking is Mount Magazine.
Okay. So
Magazine, from what I understand, magazine, the etymology of the word means to file, to store. Like, like in a gun, you have a magazine.
Yes.
Carry it. Yeah. So. Yeah.
Almost like Akashic record kind of.
Yes.
But Akashic records are everywhere, but I feel like there's a record holding place there too when you said that. Yeah. I've been to Mount Ida, where I've actually activated there. Mount Pinnacle is important as well if you guys get to go there. But what I keep seeing in my visions for like the last a little over a month is the crystal beds are rising, and Gaia is doing this. So Gaia, as she's shaking the earth and she's taking care of the changes, because I've gone inside Gaia and worked with her inside her diamond core. This place is amazing inside of her. I've been doing some work with her. So when she shakes things up, when she has a volcano or she has an earthquake or some kind of eruption or even a flood that keeps pulling away the earth, it's allowing, with the platelet, with the platelets they're called, they're showing me those under the earth.
Oh yeah, the tectonic plates.
Yeah. Plates. Okay. Yeah. So as they're shifting, what they're doing when that's happening is it's raising the crystalline beds. The major Arkansas is one of the biggest crystalline beds on the planet, and that's where we got our Atlantean crystals from. But they're raising up, and I keep seeing them. They keep showing them to me, and as they're raising up, that frequency in the North crystalline grid is attached to that. And it's going to come up and it's going to expand. And humanity, those that can't handle that frequency, they're going to run from it. So
there's no doubt in my mind that we were pulled here for a reason. So like when I left Houston, and it was October the 13th, by the way, October the 13th, 2016, because coming out of the block, that's when I left for once and for all. So I left with 11 cents, but I didn't know what I was going to do. And a friend of mine, I'm in a little town called Van Buren, Arkansas. So a friend of mine, a sister we had past life, we shared some past lives. Anyway, she came and picked me up, and she brought me to Van Buren, Arkansas, of all places, right outside of Fort Smith, right? And so I was here about 2 months. I made a bunch of music, and then I went to New York City. And then a year later, Morgan came, and we were in Houston, and we got jettisoned out. And I had a friend that I had met, and she owned a metaphysical shop in Fort Smith. And she said, why don't you come up here and put a show on? It was the first time I ever did a live show, in person. I did them online, but not in person. And so we came to Fort Smith. Here we came to the same place. And then we came back again. I came back again the next year. And then we came back again. And then we were in Florida, and Morgan said, we're supposed to be there. And I'm like, I know, So something's going on here. I mean, it's not about Todd Morgan. I mean, there's something going on. I was actually kind of shown like that this area and an area in the North Carolina region were like
Mount Pilot.
I'm not sure. I didn't get like a really bird's eye look, but anyway, they were showing me that these two areas, and that there were more, but that they were like Shasta and Sedona, but they were under the radar.
Mm-hmm.
They were going to emerge as we got into this transition and carry that type of that type of epicenter, or crossroads or junction of multiple cosmic, angelic,
Well, maybe if that happens also in Atlantis in that time, the core city from the people who were further away from the city saw the city as light.
Yeah.
So only the beings who were of high vibration could be in the city. So when people went to the city and they were not of that frequency, they could not go there.
Yeah.
So the same thing is now happening also with the split. Not everybody can go to the places where the energy and the vibration is higher, because when they go there, they are going into transformation. And so the people who not keep up with the transformation on this planet now, they cannot handle it. So they're going to leave in that way. Same thing when you go to a place where it's high vibrational. So probably that will be happening with Sedona and Mount Shasta, and more areas.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's getting real. It's getting real. Well, you be sure and let me know as soon as you book your flight. You're coming back to the States, and then the four of us will figure out a way or a place to rendezvous.
We can come down there.
Yeah, well, that's true. We have the beginning of it's very modest, but we have a beginning of a Soulology house potentially. So it's pretty interesting little property, and it's a portal. It's huge.
Oh,
portal.
I feel it.
There's a dry riverbed behind us, and it's like last night. I went out last night after we laid down. I had to get up. I had to be alone, and I went downstairs, and it was full of fairies. I mean, absolutely full. It was just like I'm looking. I was dizzy. There was so much activity, and it was a pretty cool message. It was like well, I guess it was kind of like your awareness, and I always have to believe that it's not just speaking to me, but to what's happening, but that your awareness is just reached a new level, like almost like you can blend in, what we would consider the other side, or higher dimensions, with what we can see. Well, what we can see with our normal visible light spectrum, but that other things were coming in, but not in a literal human way, in a multiplistic type of way, sacred geometry, light,
beautiful.
Sound.
Absolutely.
Sound seems to be, for me, sound seems to be the biggest communicator right now.
Yes,
it's
the tones.
Sound and light.
Beautiful symbol that you have your two eyes.
Yeah.
The same thing what happened with you and Morgan, that there's a third party now who's playing with us, and that's the third eye. So then those three are going to function as one, and then you're going to see that what is. It's the truth.
Wow.
Todd, you saw the video that I posted in Soulology of the fairy, didn't you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's incredible. But I have some actually tones coming in right now that they're asking me to do for everyone who's listening, if that's okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, because this is actually Divine Feminine coming in, and the elementals are coming in all over. They're touching me. I'm going to do elemental activation as well, so it's going to get really high pitched. I'm going to lower my thing just a little bit so it doesn't blow out, because sometimes it knocks out the sound. But I'm going to do that really quick for you guys. So if everyone that's listening or that will be listening, just have your hands, palms facing up on your lap. That means that's a symbol to be open to receive. And just focus on your heart, or put your hand on your heart. Asunta korosunta sunta maya e intania aya a. Receive the love. Ahane etintia okuntia maya. O korekatai ka santa susuma. Shana karatsan kutukurotugura. Nana etekarate imiteni isasa ushu tu ma unnaneneki yikinte neya ina a. Mashana Antiana Kumayana Santa No, here comes the elementals.
You're gonna have to take a nap between that one and Bashar. That was a lot. There was a lot of energy in that one.
Woo, they got big energy. Woo. Hot.
Any final words, William? You've been quiet. Oh, you're muted. Your mic's off. There you go.
Kiturian tasusu tititi umuriana intinturian kateu supu upa ai kainurian takasumpa aiata.
Thank you. Can you send me the conditioner you use for your hair so mine will lay down like that?
Well,
mine's like this.
I just had a bike run through the forest. I didn't know how long it was, and I was in the middle. I was like sending a message to Keleena. I was like, I'm in the middle of the forest, and I don't know where I am. I don't know if if it's going to be on time. But I was plenty on time. And then
I'll try that.
Shower and I dried up like.
Keleena,
So,
you got me? Go ahead.
It's natural.
Natural. Mine used to be natural like that, but now it's all frizzy. I guess I don't know what's up with it.
It's called, by the way, Be Natural.
Oh, Be Natural. Okay. Well, I like that. I like the energetic impression that gives. Keleena, you got anything else?
Yes. So just as a collective, we're to remain in our hearts and work through this energy and being disconnected from the illusion of the outside world. The heart, they just keep showing me the heart. Just stay in the heart.
I got another proposal. I felt my heart expand when I was thinking of it. What I normally do is a healing with the angels. So if that's okay, I would like to do that.
Yes.
Okay. You can put the hands on the knees facing upwards. Just close your eyes if you want to. We are and we are becoming one with first source of all creation. God, Goddess, Spirit, the great I Am presence, the Divine Father and the Divine Mother, the Divine Child, Christ Michael, and the Holy Spirit. I call them for the spiritual, cosmic, and planetary hierarchy. All the angels, archangels, and light masters, especially the ETs of the light and Bashar. Always fun. Thank you. Okay, I'm asking Archangel Michael to activate a tube of light grounded to the Michael crystal, the diamond core of Mother Earth, the I Am Presence. And we also connect with the golden physical sun of this universe, the Melchizedek sun, also the I Am Presence of this universe. And we are connecting with the golden sun within our sacred heart, with a beautiful inner smile as a baby, observing in peace and joy always, untouchable. I'm asking Archangel Michael to release and transform all energies that are no longer in service of our highest good now. I'm asking Archangel Raphael to heal the wounds connected to those energies, to heal our physical body, energy body. And I'm asking Archangel Uriel to fill us with divine light. I'm asking Archangel Gabriel to fill us with divine power. I'm asking Archangel Zadkiel to activate the violet flame, transmutation, oneness with our soul and the Holy Spirit. I'm asking Archangel Jophiel to fill us with divine peace, divine beauty, and divine perfection. I'm asking Archangel Chamuel to fill us with divine love, all the cells of our being, etheric body, physical body, astral body. And now asking Father Melchizedek for the activation of the golden white ascension flame. I'm asking the Divine Father and the Divine Mother and the Divine Child for the activation of the threefold flame. The blue flame of divine power, the pink flame of divine love, and the golden flame of divine wisdom. The threefold flame is becoming one flame of white, light, of purity, the energy of the primal mother of all that is. Ki urianintu sumpuriati intaati, ainuria nakatu umpai ashianaka. I'm asking angels to ground us again to the microcrystal, to clear our field completely and to activate, expand the light that we are in the great I Am presence. A beautiful soft golden energy is falling down upon us as blessings from the Holy Spirit and filling our complete chakra system with golden light. And so it is said and so it is done. Amen.
So it is. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Todd.
Thank you very
Thank you,
much. I look forward to the next time we get together, and
Yes.
online and or in person.
Okay.
Yes.
I wish you
love
same.
and blessings to Morgan.
I will let her know. And Godspeed on you getting back to Ohio.
Yeah, back to home.
Yeah. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you very much.